Hi everyone! I hope you're all really well and that you're ready for some yoga and mindfulness today. So for our session, you are going to need something like a ping pong ball, something that is nice and light, that you're able to blow across the floor, across your mat. Okay, so something like a ping pong ball, or if you don't have a ping pong ball at home, maybe a marble, maybe if you've got a bag of Maltesers, you could use a Malteser. So something not too heavy, something nice and light. And then in our game today, you're going to need something like a rubber duck. Something that you can use to put on different parts of your body to balance there while you're doing the balance. Okay, so something, again, quite light and small, and something with a flat bottom. Okay, so when you're ready, I want you to grab your ping pong ball or your light object for our breathing, and we're going to come on down to the floor onto our mats. Okay, so with our ping pong balls, what we're going to do is we're going to play some air football. Okay, and we're using our breath to blow the object across our mat. Okay, so we're taking those nice big deep breaths in through our nose and out through our mouth, and seeing how far you can get your object along your mat. Okay, so you're going to need to get down nice and low. You might want to get onto your tummies. Okay, so nice and low with your breath behind the object. Big deep breath in and out. Good. So I'm going to challenge myself to see if I can get my object all the way across and off my mat. Ready? So you just go at your own pace. Big deep breath in and out. Good. And keep going. Oh, that was a bit better for me because I took a bigger breath in, and that meant I was able to take a bigger breath out on my exhale. Good, we're going to do 3 more breaths like this. 3 more. Oh, I need to take a bigger, deeper breath next time to get that ping pong ball all the way along and off my mat. And make sure your mat is flat, it hasn't got any bumps or grooves in it stopping the ball or the object from moving. And last one, big deep breath. Good, okay, excellent stuff. So when you're ready, I want you to pop that object to one side, and I would love to know how you're getting on each week with our yoga and mindfulness. So it would be great if you sent me a photo, if you dropped me a message, if you let me know that you did the session, what you enjoyed about it, what you'd like to see more of in our sessions. I can give you a shout out if you let me know your name. Okay, so we're going to move on to warming up our bodies. So moving on to our sun sequence. So standing in our stick pose at the end of our mats to start with. Okay, so remember this is my turn and then your turn. Okay, nice strong stick mountain pose. Stick. Hands. Reach to the sun. Or even if it's not a sunny day, reaching up to the sky. Good, my turn first. Elephant, now your turn. Good, stretching down as far as you can, keeping your legs straight. Coming into our lunge, our proud horse. So nice, big deep lunge. Maybe you can take that back leg off the mat. Good, coming up into our dog. And down into cobra. Good, and then back up into dog. And proud horse with our other leg this time at the front. Feeling a really good deep lunge. And back up into elephant. Reach to the sun. Hands and stick. Excellent. Okay, so in today's session we're going to look at 5 different poses, 5 new yoga poses. So we're changing from the ones that we did in our last session. Maybe you know some of these poses already, so listen out for what they're called. Have a little look on the screen at the picture, and then I want you to have a go at them as well. Okay, so the first pose we're going to have a go at, we actually just used in our sun sequence, and it's cobra. So can you come on down to your mat, on your stomachs. So tummy's on the mat, legs on the mat, and your hands are out in front of you, and you're pushing up, you're pushing your chest, looking up, feeling a really good stretch in your tummy, those stomach muscles, opening out your chest. Good. So our cobra pose. Excellent. And it's that snake. Okay, fantastic. Our next pose, a really well-known yoga pose, and it's a standing one. And there are different ways of doing it depending on how confident you feel with your balance. So our next pose is tree pose. So for tree pose, you might want to just rest your foot, one foot on the other foot. Okay, you can either have your hands at your heart space or above your head. Or you might feel confident enough to come into a balance. So you might put this foot on your shin, or your knee, inner knee, or maybe a little bit higher like I'm going to do, and inside your thigh. Good, so coming into that balance, see if you can hold it nice and strong. And remember, when you're balancing, to help you, if you look at something in front of you that's fixed, that's not moving, so maybe a shelf on the wall, or a window. Good, and then we're going to swap sides. Good, and holding our tree pose. For 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent. Okay, now our next pose is a moving pose. It has a little jump in it. Our next pose is frog pose. So for frog pose, we're squatting down. Okay, nice and low. A really deep squat. You're really using our leg muscles, and our hands are in front of us, opening out our hips, and we're going to do a really big jump. Ready? After 3, 1, 2, 3, big frog jump. Okay, this time we're going to do a medium frog jump. Ready? After 3, 1, 2, 3, just a medium one. And this time we're going to do a really small frog jump, a really small controlled one. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Good, hardly coming off the mat. Try that again, 1, 2, 3. Because that's hard, to only lift your feet off the mat slightly. Okay, good job. So we've had cobra, lying on our stomachs. We've had tree as our second pose, that standing pose, balancing. We've had frog, that jumping pose. Our next pose, we're lying down on the mat on our backs, and we're going to come into a bridge pose. So we're lying down with our knees bent and our feet flat on the floor. Our hands and arms are flat on the floor, and now I want you to push your bottoms up, your hips up, tummies up. Good. Try and squeeze your bottom muscles, try not to let it drop. Good, and holding it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent. Okay, now our last pose that we're going to have a go at today is another animal pose, another one that requires us to balance, and we have to think really hard about this one, we have to concentrate. I want you to watch it first and then have a go at home. It's called tiger pose, so have a watch, have a look. I'm going to show you it first. Okay, can you see my body's nice and straight? I'm pointing my toes and I'm using my opposites. So I'm balancing on my right knee and my left hand. Okay, I'm using my right knee and my left hand to balance on. Okay, and when I switch over, I'll be using my left knee and my right hand to balance on. Okay, so you're sticking your opposite arm and leg out. Okay, not the one from the same side of your body. So have a go at home at tiger. Have a go on one side and see if you can hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then change sides. Good, coming up into that balance. Don't worry if you're wobbling a little bit. The more you practice it, the more steady you're going to get. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent work. Okay, fantastic. So we're moving on now to our yoga game for this week. This is where you need your rubber duck or a similar object that's small, that's flat, because we're going to play balancing ducks, okay, or whatever your object is. We're going to have a go at our yoga poses that we're learning today, but you've got to hold each pose and hold each balance with your object on a part of your body, okay, and we're going to move around the body. So first of all, we're going to go back into, we're going to start with cobra pose, and for cobra pose I'm going to see if I can balance my duck on my head when I'm in my cobra pose. And I want you guys at home to have a go as well. Maybe you can get a photo of this. So I'm going to come up into cobra. I'm going to pop my duck on my head. I'm going to come up again. Good. And I'm going to see if I can balance and hold it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good. Maybe you chose, or maybe you could choose now a different part of your body to balance your object on while we're doing cobra. Maybe you can use your shoulder. Ooh, now if your object falls off, don't worry, just pop it back on. Pop it back into that balancing position. I need to practice this one with my duck on my shoulder. Okay, now this time we're going to have a go at our tree pose, our tree balance, and I'd like you to pop your object on your shoulder, okay, while you're balancing in tree. So remember, there are different objects, different levels, oops, for your tree. Good. So I've got to concentrate really hard. Maybe I'll just take my hands to my heart space for this one. I'm going to swap shoulders. Good. Oh, I need to practice this one. I'm sure you guys at home are better than me. Okay, holding it here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. So in this game, we really have to focus on our balance, don't we? We really have to focus on our strength and holding our poses, holding our body still, bringing some stillness to our session. Okay, let's have a go at our bridge pose with our objects. And for bridge, I'm going to pop my object, my duck, on my knee. And I'm going to see if I can come up into bridge pose with my duck resting on my knee. Good. See if you can hold it here with your object balancing for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and relax. Excellent. Okay. So this time, we're going to have a go with our balancing objects at frog pose. This one's going to be really hard to keep your object there when you do that jump. So it might fall off at that part, but that's okay, just pop it back on. So I'm going to use my head, frog pose, nice and simple, keeping it nice and steady. Now we're going to start with that really small jump. Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't think it would stay there. We're going to get bigger with those jumps. Ready? We're going to go slightly higher. 1, 2, 3. Oh, and now we're going to go really high with those jumps. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Excellent. Okay, so our last pose with our objects is going to be tiger. Okay, so remember, this is where you're using your opposite leg and your opposite arm and keeping your body straight as you're balancing. Now, in tiger pose, I'm going to put my duck on my back. Okay, I'm going to put it on my back for this one. I'm going to place it there first. Now I'm going to see if I can balance with my duck not moving. Good. And holding that pose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. And then go straight into your other side. Good. So holding it here, pointing those toes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And relax out of your tiger. Good, excellent stuff. Okay, you can pop your duck or your object to one side. So hopefully you've been working hard today on your balance and your strength and your stillness. Okay, we're going to move on to our relaxation and we're going to do some mindfulness today. Okay. And we're going to have a little go at thinking about hopes. Hopes, dreams, wishes, things that we would like to happen, would like to do this year. Now, a couple of weeks ago, in another Starshine Yoga YouTube session, we talked about things that we were really pleased about, that we were really grateful for, that happened last year in 2020. Things that we reflected on and felt some gratitude towards. In today's session, because we're at the beginning of a year, we've just started 2021, and we're looking ahead on how we want the rest of the year to be and what we want to do. We're going to think about our hopes for this year. So I've got a little framework here that you'll see come up on your screen, so maybe you can just pause it. And in the first Starshine Yoga star, it says something new that I want to try in 2021. So maybe there's a new skill you want to learn. Maybe there's something that you already do that you want to add a new part to. So you might think, oh well, I really like cooking already, but I haven't tried to make a cheesecake before, so I'm going to have a go at trying that. Or you might think, oh, I haven't yet figured out how to ride my bike up a hill on my own and use the gears and how the gears work. So you might think, oh, I really want to have a go at learning how to use the gears on my new bike or on my bike that I've already got. So I've put in that star that I want to try something called cold water swimming. So this is where you go swimming in the winter in an outside pool or a lake or the sea or a river, and with other people. You make sure it's safe, but this is where you go in the cold. So I'm wanting to try that when we can, when swimming pools and lakes reopen. And then the next star says what I want to do more of. So that's something that you already do, that you want to do more of this year because you think, oh, I really enjoy doing that and it's really good for me, so I'm going to do more of it. And for me, I've put in that star reading, because I started getting better at putting time aside last year for reading. So I want to have a go at doing more of that this year. And then the last star says what I want to work hard at. So maybe this is something that you find hard, that you think, oh, I need to work hard at this year. So you might think, I find maths, I find multiplication hard. So I'm going to work hard at that this year to try and understand it more, to try and learn my times tables. I've put in that star, I want to work hard at being present, being more mindful and having less screen time. That's something that I want to work hard at, because it's really easy, especially when we're in lockdown and there's not a lot to do, to spend lots of time looking at screens, maybe TVs or tablets or phones. But I want to spend less time this year looking at screens and making sure I'm being really present and mindful and enjoying time with my family and playing with my daughter, making sure I'm not thinking about anything that I've looked at on a screen earlier. So have a go at your hopes for 2021. Let me know how you get on with them and what you've put in each of those Starshine Yoga stars. Okay, we're going to finish with some breathing back on the floor on our mats. We're going to do 3 big deep breaths. In through our nose, out through our mouth. And as we do that, we're going to use our hands to draw a big circle. Ready? So big deep breath in. And your hands are at the top, and now out. Good, and 2 more, big deep breath in. And out. And then last one, big deep breath in. Stretching up, and out. And I'm going to finish by saying namaste. And a big thank you all for joining us this week at Starshine Yoga. I hope you've enjoyed the session. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care, bye bye.